What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to take you through what I think is the ultimate kitchen setup when it comes to the gadgets, the tools, utensils, accessories, baking equipment, condiments, herbs and spices that are going to set you up for success in the kitchen and in the gym. Basically, I want to make your life as simple as possible so that you can cook easily and quickly, making the chore of cooking a lot more simple. Because I can appreciate that not everyone loves cooking and preparing their food, but I think it's safe to say that we all love food and eating. So if we can make that process of making that food a lot easier, almost like we can put it on autopilot with a few gadgets here, having the right herbs and spices to reach for to make our food more interesting, then that's going to set you and I up for long-term success, because we'll be able to adhere to our diets and our nutritional plans for a lot longer when we know we can easily make certain foods that we enjoy because we always have the equipment and the ingredients to hand. I'm not going to take you through what goes in my fridge and freezer and what I consider to be essential for a weekly shop. I'll save that for another video. This is one of those things that if you get right, it's a small step to a much larger win. And this all adds up to helping you hit your nutritional targets more often and more consistently. And if we get that right around 80% of the time, that's going to make a huge difference when you compound that across months and years. And you'll be able to have the body that you've been trying to build in the gym sooner and lasting you for a lot longer. Now, I'm assuming you have an oven, a toaster, a kettle and a microwave. Here are some essential tools to fill your kitchen with, and perhaps a few suggestions to get rid of the other stuff that you may have accumulated over birthdays and Christmases that you thought was a good idea at the time. An electric whisk, really only essential if you make a lot of protein pancakes and you like to bake. If not, don't have it. An electric blender, you don't need a Nutri-Ninja or anything crazily expensive like that. Just something that's going to blitz frozen fruit, frozen veg, and you can use this to blend oats into oat flour. Something that's going to do the job and is versatile to help you make shakes, and you could theoretically make soups in this as well. A rice cooker. I think this is probably one of the most valuable kitchen tools and gadgets to have. I used to have one of those massive rice cookers and slow cookers, but it's so large that if you're just cooking for 1 or 2 people and you're just cooking rice, the rice will always burn on the bottom because it's below the minimum level of how much water you'd put in. So enter this mini 2-serving Judge rice cooker. Found it on Amazon. It's tiny, but it's so good and it's so simple. Just pop that open, fill that with rice, cover it with water, stick it in, flick the switch, and you're good to go. And it's small, so it tucks away really well, because we don't want loads and loads of technology, especially because the next one takes up a lot of space. The air fryer. This is my smallest, oldest one. I have 2 because I'm a loser. No kitchen gadget has been quite so ubiquitous in its uptake across the world so recently as the air fryer. It's pretty much replaced the oven. The only thing I use the oven for now is cooking pizza, because I don't recommend investing in a pizza oven unless you live in a hot climate. I think it's pretty much an essential these days, not just for healthy eating, but in terms of energy saving and the versatility of this. You can do so much. I mean, even Jamie Oliver has made a program dedicated to air fryer recipes. So that just goes to show how this has taken the country and the world by storm. At least one decent chopping board. I recommend one that folds like this so you can easily tip what you've chopped into a bowl. Knives. I only need 3 cutting knives. A large versatile knife like this, a chef's knife, a paring knife, essentially for small veg, things like that, and a serrated knife. This is perfect for cutting tomatoes so that the juices don't fly everywhere, and it's also used as a bread knife. A bagel slicer. No, I'm joking, don't bother. An electric thermometer, trusty digital kitchen scales. Pretty obvious because we track our macros. But like I've said, you don't need to use this every single day. 2 identical pans, 2 different uses. This one I will only use for eggs because we tend to cook eggs at a lower heat than, say, if you're frying mushrooms. So if you fry something consistently at a higher heat, the non-stick is going to be damaged a lot more quickly, and then if you start cooking eggs on that pan, then your eggs are going to start to cook. So 1 pan for lower heat cooking eggs and omelettes, so that will maintain its nice smoothness. Another pan which can be a bit more battered to use for frying everything else. A pot if you like to make real porridge or cook pasta. A cast iron griddle pan. The classic mixing bowl. A large flat bottom pan. You could use that for pancakes, for batch cooking bolognese or chili, anything like that. A wok. A wok? A wok. A baking tray. A sieve rather than a colander. Extra virgin olive oil. Soy sauce. Balsamic vinegar. Before lower calorie sauces and dressings were a thing, I used to douse and drown tin tuna in just balsamic vinegar and pepper and call that flavour. White wine vinegar, cooking spray, but don't spray straight from this bottle. Buy 2, finish 1, once that's empty, pour in some of this into the empty bottle, add some more water, and it will still do the job but last a lot longer. Saving money, saving time, making life easier. I'm that good. Salt, pepper, stock cubes, a great way to flavour your rice if you start getting bored of plain rice. Like I said, I'm not going to go into more ingredient depth than that, but I think having a few different herbs and spices to always rely on will be very important in creating versatility and diversity in your flavours and your food. Onion granules to save time. Garlic granules or garlic paste to save time. Again, no one has time to peel and crush garlic cloves and have that stinking under your nails and your fingers all day long. Unless you're my dad, who used to inject whole garlic cloves into roast chickens and even sprinkle them onto pizza and not let you know. Tomato puree, oregano, basil, paprika, smoked and regular, rosemary, Chinese 5-spice to go with that wok, parsley, a couple of special pre-mixed flavours specifically for chicken, steak, fish, that sort of thing. MSG, yes, even on this channel, it can be an essential flavour ingredient and fine if used in moderation. Lemon juice, a silicone spatula, a wooden spoon, an assortment of plastic or silicone spoons, slotted spoons, that sort of thing. At least 1 spare measuring cup from a protein powder. This really handy liquid measuring cup, because measuring jugs are so huge, it's very difficult to know how much of a serving of a salad dressing or olive oil you might be using. So this, even though it's incredibly faded, has milliliters, teaspoons, tablespoons round it, because the weight doesn't always add up to the same volume. And last but not least, an assortment of shapes and sizes of Tupperware to fit into the fridge, the freezer, into your cupboard for all sorts and everything. Obviously, there is more. Obviously, there will be things that come out that you think and you know that you will use that aren't in this list. So just use this as a springboard and a launching point to set your kitchen up for success, to help you make foods that you like time and time again, to keep you on track, to make foods enjoyable, to make cooking less of a chore. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you soon.